On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a risk is this for the Redskins, if at all, Stephen A.?
To be quite honest with you, obviously, and the reason why I'd put it at a 2 is simply because DeSean Jackson does have a penchant for not being satisfied with his contract. As he performs, he wants more money. Now, that's not to knock him by any stretch of the imagination. If he were an NBA player or a Major League Baseball player, I would be all over him. But I have absolutely, positively no problem whatsoever with a football player that goes out there and performs and then looks to capitalize off of that, off of those performances and looks to get more money. The problem is that it still creates a problem from time to time in the eyes of the organization, because if they have to deal with you not being satisfied with your contract or what have you, it turns to blow up into something astronomical in NFL circles, simply because they're all about control. They're all about how you should be thankful to be playing for the Shield, and you should be thankful for the money that you're getting. Shut up and play. That's their attitude towards everybody. I don't buy into that. I don't blame DeSean Jackson or anybody else for not buying into that, but that doesn't mean it can't be problematic. But in the end, he's getting $8 million this year. He's getting $16 million in guaranteed money, and I don't think for the next couple of years it's going to be a problem at all. And as a result, I consider the risk very low. I don't want to hear all of this nonsense about off-the-field stuff. The man has never been in trouble. In the end, whether you like the company he keeps or not, that's not to say he doesn't have to make some modifications. But in the end, he is not a problem child based on his off-the-field activity. And to me, that's the bottom line. Unless this man is getting arrested, he's in the police blotters, he's in the headlines for getting in trouble with the law, I don't want to hear that nonsense. About his on-the-field play, bottom line is, on the field, he can ball. But sometimes he tends to not be satisfied with his contractual situation. That's about it. I consider it low risk, Skip, very low risk.
I am pretty much with you on everything you just said. I'll just go one notch higher to a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10, of course, being the worst. I look at this as the only way my number could rise, Stephen A., is if the Redskins did get off to a bad start and they started losing the way they did last year, which I do not anticipate. Last year they wound up with tying a franchise record for most losses in the season with 13. If that happens again, DeSean might become a little bit of a problem, and I might have to move it up to a 5 or a 6 on the scale of 10. I will also warn you, under Dan Snyder's regime, the Redskins have had a bloody history of big splash free agent swings and misses. And you know the stories of an Albert Haynesworth. He was 28 years of age. DeSean is now 27, and I think right in the middle of his prime. They made a big splash with Bruce Smith, but he was 37 years of age. Dion was 33. They didn't pan out at all. I could throw some other names at you, and I will not, because I believe this is well worth the risk. I love it that DeSean will be so motivated next year to wreak revenge on a now division rival, Philadelphia Eagles, and he'll get 2 big shots at that. And let's hope they rearrange the schedule and make sure those are both in prime time. For the record, I do not love it that DeSean did throw up a gang sign in the opener last year against the Redskins that he has now joined, and I do not love it that he developed a reputation, a noted reputation in Philadelphia for being tardy and, as you point out, occasionally complaining about his money, sometimes to the detriment of team unity and locker room morale. Don't love those things. I'll also point out that the same media outlet that broke the story this past week about DeSean's gang affiliations or associations with gang members from his past, NJ.com, reported yesterday that the 2 other teams that had mild interest in DeSean, the 49ers and the Raiders, did check with LAPD about those past associations. According to NJ.com, middle of the day yesterday, the Redskins did not check with LAPD. Maybe they did after that story was reported. Maybe they went through other channels, back channels. I don't know. But that did give me a little cause to pause and say, gee, did they even do much homework on this? Maybe they didn't feel that they needed to, because to your point, Stephen A., I know DeSean a little bit off camera, and I believe he's grown up a lot. As you point out, he has not been once ever charged, even charged with a crime. So his record is pretty clean, very clean. And in the end, I believe his heart is basically right. I think it's good. It's in the right place. So to me, at age 27, I think he's well worth the shot to get him highly motivated at this point to get some revenge on the Philadelphia Eagles.